Welcome back to comics. To that comics TV. Alright, let's take a look at Mike Mignola's Sanctum. Obviously, this story was done by Dan Raspler. It's a contribution. It's a very short story. But it's probably the first introduction that I had to Mike Mignola back in the day, back in the 90s. So this, like, Batman's at his usual adventures. He's trying to stop this serial killer and ends up in a ritualistic sort of scene where this guy is sort of doing this conjuring schematics on a stone, which is, I think, what witchcraft does. They do sometimes, I don't know. So Batman's just sort of going like, that's enough. Come with me because you got caught. This ends tonight, sort of thing. And the story's, it's a comic book plot, right? Let's not beat around the bush with this one. It's a comic book plot. It's very quick. It's very easy to digest, sort of thing. But what got me was the way that what Mr. Mike Mignola does is it's amazing the drawing layouts. It's very cinematic. This is my favorite period of Mike Mignola. The current one, it's a little bit more stylized. He's gone further down that hole to do more cartoonier sort of stylization of characters. You see it with Hellboy. But the very, that period of early Hellboy and this period of DC Comics, this is well refined. The work cannot it cannot be criticized for anything. It's masterfully done. I had not seen a comic book that has this type of narrative, with the cinematic narrative for that period, that was as accomplished as what Mr. Mignola was doing, what Mike Mignola was doing. And it's heavy contrast, light but shadow. So he lends himself to do beautiful I guess horror narrative, suspense, all of that good, beautiful stuff that we love. So he does symmetries like at perfection. The way that he draws all of this is just perfect. So Sanctum, Batman sort of like goes toe to toe with this dude that's a serial killer and like stabs him, cuts him, this is not a armored Batman. This is kind of like still the Neil Adams Batman, I guess. But the way that he does his panels, the narrative is just perfect. I don't think I've seen a formula of a comic book artist being used so effectively as this. This is just perfection at its every level. The way that he draws his characters, everything. It's just so well put together. And the colorist is also doing something very effective, which is flat coloring. I think I've mentioned this many times that I don't like or enjoy the new way that colorists work these days, which is overkill on the comic books. It becomes very distracting to my taste. I don't enjoy it. So very monochromatic, this sort of color palette that the colorist is using. So the serial killer Lothar, he accidentally, in the rough tumble that he has, the exchange with Batman, he sort of like kills himself. And obviously Batman doesn't like that, and collapses in this crypt. And this is where things go a bit Lovecraftian, I guess, because it's the horror that you don't know, that you cannot see. So it's true suspense. He ends up in kind of like a mansion, a Victorian mansion. And Batman sort of goes, how can this be? It's cool. It's cool. It's really cool. I love how the whole gothic sort of aesthetic is so well applied. And Mike Mignola is a master creating stage design for the characters that are gonna exist in these panels. It's just beautifully crafted, beautifully done. So this is where he meets this character. I can't remember the name of the character, but he sort of goes he's got a vampiric sort of thing. He feeds off blood, but it's not biting people, but he feeds off blood and fear. And goes to the length that he's there for a long time. And that he was part of this, it's almost like a Aleister Crowley sort of entity type of character that had made a mystic society, without implying that he had done that, from Victorian times, and he had murdered his wife. And he's doing the same sort of conjurings and magic. Evocations, I guess, like when you evoke for a spirit or something like that. Magic rituals with blood. And so it's the fear, right? It's talking about, and at this stage, Batman's kind of becoming weaker and weaker. So it's Batman cannot. While he's explaining all this, Batman's just becoming weaker. You know, Batman cannot fight it literally until he goes, I gotta get out of this house. This house is sucking my life energy. Goes outside. And this dude keeps on getting stronger and stronger. Talks to him about fear and darkness. And that's when Batman kind of snaps and he goes, don't talk to me about fear or about death. Bloodlines, I forgot about this. And this is like the panel that convert me to be a super fan of Mike Mignola. Because I had never seen anybody sort of put, even to this day, like now, Howard Phillips Lovecraft is everywhere. We are inundated with the material nowadays, that the influence that he left behind with his Lovecraftian material. So this is through the unknown horrors, right? So this is Cthulhu-like. I mean, the tentacles and all of that sort of sells it out. The fear of the unknown. And because this other character talks about the ancients. So again, it's another hint, right? To the ancient gods and all that sort of stuff. So it's very cool. To me, this is one of the best money shot panels that you'll ever see in a comic book. And it's got Batman on it, so how can you not love this? Yeah, Batman snaps out of it, sort of realizes that I don't know how he ended up in there. Ponders upon him. A little bit of a supernatural moment happens where Lightning hits the mausoleum. And then he sort of reflects. And we got a little bit of hint of the Bradbury place. So yeah, it's quite cool. So the colorist is Mark Chiarello. Beautiful coloring on this, complementary to the art. It never takes anything away from it. So this is one of those things that I just really loved. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Dark Knight. Hey, Travis Charest from 1993. The Outsiders. He's Jim Lee mode here. Oh wow, The Demolition Man. Awesome. If you haven't seen this, do yourself a favor. Stop this video. Go watch The Demolition Man. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, there it is. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and all those good things. I'll be taking a look at more Mike Mignola. I haven't done it because don't have enough time. But anyway, till next time. Bye-bye.